GMGM and welcome to Solana Liquidity Pools. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about liquidity pools, liquidity providers, and other platform-specific details that you should know before providing liquidity on Solana. It's aimed at beginners who want to understand how to provide liquidity on the Solana blockchain. So I'll be covering concepts, terminology, and some practical steps on how to get started. In the first module, I'll talk about the fundamentals. In the second module, we'll talk about liquidity pools. Thirdly, we'll talk about DLMM. And then finally, we'll delve deeper into Meteora. So firstly, what is liquidity? In financial markets, liquidity refers to how easily an asset can be bought or sold without causing a significant change in its price. High liquidity means there are many buyers and sellers in the market, making it easy to execute trades quickly and at stable prices. In the context of cryptocurrency exchanges, high liquidity means trades can be executed quickly with minimal price impact. Low liquidity means trades may take longer to execute and could significantly affect the price. So why is liquidity important? Well, for price stability, reduce slippage. People don't want to pay more or less than what they were expecting to pay. Market efficiency and a good user experience. This is really good on Solana because Solana is high speed, has low fees, scales, as you may have witnessed with the launch of the Trump meme coin. And it's a rich ecosystem because the platform can handle DeFi applications for all the decentralized exchanges and also lending. So people are borrowing and lending money on chain. What is a DEX? So a DEX, a decentralized exchange, allows users to trade crypto without any third-party involvement. So the four most popular DEXs on Solana are Meteora, Radium, Orca, and Jupiter, which is an aggregator for liquidity. So how are DEXs different than, let's say, traditional CEXs, centralized exchanges? Well, on a centralized exchange, you do not have custody of your funds. The exchange holds them. You also need to provide KYC, which is know your customer. But that's based on legal requirements of the country that you are originating from. Liquidity source is provided from market makers and traders. And the trading mechanism is an order book that executes based on demand and supply. So the advantages of decentralized exchanges is that you are in self-custody of your funds. You don't need to do KYC. Liquidity is provided by you and other users like you. And the mechanisms are the ones such provided by Meteora, Radium, Orca, and Jupiter. So no order books are required. What is a liquidity pool? A liquidity pool is a collection of funds locked in a smart contract that facilitates trading on decentralized exchanges. Instead of connecting buyers and sellers directly, like in an order book, users trade against the pools that are inside the liquidity pool. First, you need to create a token pair. So to keep it simple, you might have a trading pair, a US dollar versus a Solana Sol. These are balanced ratios, so you would have 50-50 of each. The price is changed mathematically based on the ratio that's programmed and the formula that was inputted during creation. And you can, of course, charge a fee So the fees are collected and distributed to the liquidity provider. Some systems also provide you with a token, which is also known as a LP token or liquidity provider token. This token represents your share of the liquidity pool. This gives you ownership rights and proof. This is where the fee is collected and distributed. This also allows you to withdraw your funds if you no longer want to provide liquidity. And there might be additional rewards they may grant you in the future. What is impermanent loss? Impermanent loss is one of the main risks of providing liquidity. It occurs when the price ratio of the token in the pool changes compared to when you deposited them. A couple of key points to understand is there is something called price divergence, which means when you first put the assets into the liquidity pool, but now it's changed so much, you no longer have enough of a particular token. Impermanent means that you only make a loss when the funds are withdrawn from the liquidity pool. But you can also have fee offset, which means that you earned enough fees to offset what you may lose from the change in the prices. Stable pairs is when you are providing assets that are more stable than others, such as USDC, USDT. Now let's move into DLMM. DLMM is the Dynamic Liquidity Market Maker. It's an advanced form of an automated market maker. It allows liquidity providers to concentrate their capital within specific price ranges. This is an evolution of the traditional AMMs, where liquidity is spread across the entire price spectrum. So you would choose the range of prices by putting them into bins. You could improve efficiency by concentrating where the capital is most likely to be used, and customize the risk exposure that you're willing to take on. This also allows you to earn potentially higher fees. Concentrated liquidity is the core concept behind DLMM. Instead of spreading liquidity across an infinite price range, let's say $0 to $1,000, liquidity providers can focus their capital within a finite price range. Let's say you're only interested in providing price between $80 and $120. Now let's look at some ranges and some strategies. When providing liquidity in a DLMM, you need to select a price range. This choice depends on your market outlook and risk tolerance. So here are a couple of common strategies. One, you could do a wide range. So this sets up a very wide range between the current price. It lowers the risk of going out of range, which means you can continue to earn fees, but obviously it's not as efficient. It's very similar to the traditional AMM, but still more efficient because it's not from zero to infinite. So it's really good for beginners and in a volatile market. The second one is a narrow range. So this sets a really tight price range around the current price. It's higher efficiency, so fee generation can be high. It's also got a high risk of going out of range, so you may need to jump in and reposition it manually. So it requires more management, logging in and active. Another one is directional. So you can set a range based on expected price movement. This can be used to express a bullish or bearish view. It's a higher risk, but also it has higher rewards. So this is a more advanced strategy for more experienced users. And finally, you've got the stable coin range. So you know that when you provide, it will always be between 99 cents and $1.01. So it's extremely efficient. So what does it mean when it's an out of range liquidity? So when the market price moves outside your range, your liquidity becomes inactive and it stops generating fees. Your position becomes 100% composed of one asset. So you'll need to adjust your range and wait for the price to go back within the range. So now let's get deeper into the Meteora platform. So Meteora is the leading DLMM protocol on Solana. It allows users to provide concentrated liquidity and earn fees from trading activity. You can do concentrated liquidity, you can do multiple fee tiers, you can also earn farm rewards, and it has a beautiful user interface. Using Meteora is as simple as heading to app.meteora.ag. From there, you connect your wallet and start creating pools. You can create a liquidity position. You can view other pools and add to them, or you can withdraw your liquidity. The user interface is very smooth and allows you to create full ranges, custom ranges, or use narrow, medium, or wide preset ranges. You will always need to choose and have tokens that you want to create liquidity pools for. Hitting the max button allows you to use up all the tokens that you hold, so adjust accordingly. You can set price ranges, the amounts of token, and it will even estimate the amount of fees that you have the potential to earn. After you've created a position, you'll be able to monitor it and manage it all in real time. Just head on over to My Positions. You can see the current price and the range and the fees that you've earned. Sometimes when it's out of range, you will see the fees that you've earned, but you will no longer earn any more. Finally, once you are satisfied with your pool, you can collect your fees and redeem them by approving a transaction. At any time, you are able to add liquidity, remove liquidity, or create a brand new position or multiple ranges. If your position goes out of range, you have three options. You can either wait for it to come back in range, remove the position altogether and create a new one, or keep the existing one and add one extra one. Now you're ready to hear about some advanced strategies. For stablecoins, because it's very narrow ranges and it has a very low risk of impermanent loss and it's very high capital efficiency. So highly recommend trying these when you're a beginner using stablecoins such as USDC and USDT. Volatile pairs fluctuate a fair bit, so you need to have wider ranges to stay in range longer. These are more capital efficient and require rebalancing more frequently. So you need to be monitoring daily, if not hourly. Another opportunity is incentivized pools. So Meteora offers some farming rewards. If you head on over to the farm section, you can see active incentive farm pools that are available. You can stake your LP position and you'll be provided extra additional token rewards. Always look at the APR when choosing these pools. So this concludes today's session. Thank you for listening. Hopefully you learned a lot about liquidity pools, Meteora's DLMM, and anything else related to liquidity pools on Solana. If you have any questions, hit me up on Twitter or on Telegram.